Daniel Foster walks into Judge Caprio's courtroom with a noticeable limp. His right leg drags slightly with each step. He wears his only suit, purchased from a thrift store, specifically for this hearing. The fabric is worn at the elbows, the tie frayed. He's 42 but looks 50, the kind of aging that comes from carrying invisible wounds alongside visible ones. He's not here because he did something wrong. He's here because someone with money decided a disabled veteran was an easy target, someone they could exploit, frame, and discard. What they didn't count on was Judge Caprio. Across the courtroom sits Richard Belmont, owner of Premium Parking Solutions, operating 23 parking facilities across Rhode Island. His suit costs more than Daniel's monthly disability check. His lawyer carries a briefcase worth more than Daniel's car. Everything screams David versus Goliath, except Goliath brought lawyers. Richard thinks his surveillance footage and corporate attorneys will bury this veteran. What he doesn't realize is that in Judge Caprio's courtroom, the truth matters more than your bank account. So, having read this far, are you wondering what actually happened? How a man who served his country could end up fighting for his dignity in a municipal courtroom? Now let's get into it. Like the video, settle in, because what you're about to witness will restore your faith that justice still exists. Enjoy. It's Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. The bailiff calls out, Premium Parking Solutions versus Daniel Foster. Richard Belmont's attorney, Margaret Chen, stands immediately. Your Honor, we're here regarding property damage and fraudulent dispute of parking fees. Mr. Foster damaged our client's property and filed a fraudulent chargeback. Judge Caprio looks at Daniel standing at attention despite obvious discomfort. Mr. Foster, you can sit if you need to. Daniel eases into his chair gratefully. Thank you, Your Honor. Tell me what happened. Your Honor, on September 12th, I parked at the premium parking lot on Westminster Street. I paid for 4 hours using their mobile app. When I returned 3 hours and 45 minutes later, my car had a boot on it and a $500 fee. Attorney Chen interrupts. Your Honor, our records show Mr. Foster's payment was declined. When our attendant informed him, Mr. Foster became violent, damaging our property. Let me hear from Mr. Foster first. You said you paid through the app? Yes, Your Honor, I have the confirmation email and the charge on my bank statement. Daniel pulls out his phone with trembling hands. Judge Caprio examines it. This shows successful payment of $12 for 4 hours, time stamped at 1:47 p.m. Your Honor, our system shows no payment received, Chen says. Technical glitches happen. Mr. Foster should have verified. The app confirmed it, Daniel says quietly. It sent me a confirmation number. Judge Caprio looks at Chen. If your app confirms payment and charges someone's account, isn't that your company's responsibility? We can only process valid payments. My bank didn't flag anything, Your Honor. Daniel's voice strengthens. The money came out immediately. Chen continues. Regardless, Your Honor, Mr. Foster's violent behavior is the issue. He damaged our payment kiosk. We have video evidence. Let's see it. The monitors show the premium parking lot, September 12th, 5:32 p.m. Daniel's car with a bright yellow boot. A parking attendant stands nearby. Daniel enters the frame, limping toward his car. He sees the boot. His shoulders slump. He approaches the attendant, gesturing at his phone. The attendant shakes his head. Daniel walks to the payment kiosk. At 5:41 p.m., the kiosk screen freezes. Daniel taps it repeatedly. Nothing. He taps harder. Still nothing. Then he strikes it once with his open palm. The video stops. Your Honor, as you can see, Mr. Foster struck our property in rage, Chen says. Judge Caprio rewinds it. I see a man tapping a malfunctioning screen. That strike looks like someone trying to get a frozen machine to work. Damage is damage regardless of intent. Was the kiosk actually damaged? Chen hesitates. The screen was scratched. From one open palm strike? Was it already scratched? I don't have documentation of prior condition. It's relevant, Ms. Chen. You're claiming property damage. He turns to Daniel. What happened when it wasn't working? Your Honor, I was trying to pay the boot fee. Even though I'd already paid for parking, they wanted $500. The screen froze. I hit it once out of frustration because I needed to get home. Why so urgently? Daniel's jaw tightens. I have PTSD, Your Honor. From my service, stressful situations trigger episodes. I could feel one coming. I just needed my medication at home. You served in the military? Yes, Your Honor. Army. 2 tours in Afghanistan. Medically discharged in 2019. Subscribe to Judge Stories if you believe our veterans deserve respect, not exploitation. Judge Caprio looks at Chen. Your employee was dealing with a disabled veteran in distress and instead of showing compassion demanded $500? Our employees follow protocol. We can't make exceptions, even for someone who already paid and clearly needed help. Attorney Chen shifts her approach. Your Honor, Mr. Foster also filed a fraudulent chargeback with his bank, costing our company additional fees and administrative burden. I filed a dispute because the charge was wrong, Daniel explains. They charged me $12 for parking I paid for, then tried to charge me $500 for a boot that shouldn't have been on my car. I thought that's what you're supposed to do when you're charged incorrectly. Judge Caprio nods. It is what you're supposed to do, Mr. Foster. He turns to the attorney. Ms. Chen, where's your evidence that Mr. Foster's payment wasn't processed? Your Honor, our system. Logs show. I want to see the actual logs. Can you produce them? Attorney Chen flips through her briefcase. I have a summary report from our IT department stating no payment was received from Mr. Foster's transaction ID. A summary report, not the actual server logs. The technical details are proprietary, Your Honor. Judge Caprio's expression sharpens. Ms. Chen, you're accusing Mr. Foster of fraud. I need more than a summary. Do you have the actual payment processing records? The attorney's confidence wavers. Your Honor, accessing those records requires approval from our corporate IT security team. We didn't anticipate needing that level of detail. You didn't anticipate needing proof for your claims? Judge Caprio lets that hang in the air. Let me ask you something else. How many times has premium parking claimed non-payment when customers had confirmation of payment? I don't have those statistics, Your Honor. Have there been other complaints? There may have been isolated incidents, but our system is generally reliable. Judge Caprio interrupts. Generally reliable isn't good enough when you're booting people's cars and demanding $500, Ms. Chen. He pulls up something on his computer. I'm looking at consumer complaints filed with the Rhode Island Attorney General's office. In the past year, Premium Parking Solutions has had 47 complaints for wrongful booting. 47, Ms. Chen. Richard Belmont speaks for the first time, his voice smooth and practiced. Your Honor, in an operation processing thousands of transactions monthly, some disputes are inevitable. We take customer service very seriously. Judge Caprio looks at him directly. Mr. Belmont, if you take customer service seriously, why did your employee refuse to help a disabled veteran who was clearly in distress? Your Honor, our employees can't diagnose medical conditions. For their safety, they're trained to maintain professional distance. Professional distance? Mr. Belmont, your employee watched Mr. Foster struggle with a malfunctioning kiosk and offered no assistance. That's not professional distance. That's indifference. Belmont's professional veneer cracks slightly. Your Honor, with respect, Mr. Foster's personal circumstances don't excuse him from following proper parking procedures. Except he did follow proper procedures. He paid through your app. Your app confirmed payment. Your bank processed the charge. The failure was on your end, not his. Attorney Chen tries to redirect. Your Honor, even if there was a technical error with the payment, Mr. Foster's response was inappropriate. He damaged property and created a hostile situation. Judge Caprio rewinds the video again, pausing at the moment Daniel strikes the kiosk. Ms. Chen, I've seen hostile situations. This isn't one. This is a frustrated man with a malfunctioning machine. Where's the rest of the video? I'm sorry, Your Honor. This footage is 8 minutes long. What happened before and after? Attorney Chen glances at her client. We provided the relevant portions showing the property damage. I want to see all the footage from that day. Your Honor, the full recording is over 2 hours. Then show me the 30 minutes before and after this clip. Bailiff, please note that we're requesting the complete video record. Belmont shifts uncomfortably. Your Honor, is this really necessary? We're here about a clear case of property damage and payment fraud. Mr. Belmont, I decide what's necessary. If you have nothing to hide, the full footage shouldn't be a problem. The courtroom goes quiet. Attorney Chen whispers with Belmont. Finally, she speaks. Your Honor, we may have additional footage, but it will take time to retrieve. How long? Perhaps a week. You have until this afternoon. We'll reconvene at 3 p.m. Judge Caprio's tone brooks no argument. And Mr. Belmont, when you return, bring someone from your IT department who can explain your payment processing system. The afternoon session brings visible tension. Belmont's team has expanded, including a nervous man with a laptop. You are? Judge Caprio asks. Thomas Webb, IT Director for Premium Parking Solutions. Mr. Webb, explain why Mr. Foster's payment didn't register. Webb reluctantly opens his laptop. Your Honor, Mr. Foster's payment was received at 1:47 p.m. There was a 30-second delay syncing with our validation database. So when your attendant checked 4 hours later, it still showed unpaid? Our system should have updated within minutes. There was a synchronization error. An error on your end? Yes, Your Honor. Judge Caprio turns to Belmont. Your system failed. Your customer paid correctly. Your employee still booted his car. Do you see the problem? Belmont's jaw tightens. Technical errors happen. We would have resolved this if Mr. Foster contacted customer service. He was standing in front of your employee with proof of payment. That was him contacting customer service. Our field staff aren't authorized to override the system. Then your system is flawed. You're holding customers hostage to technical failures they can't control. Chen stands. We're prepared to waive the boot fee if Mr. Foster withdraws his chargeback. Waive the fee? Judge Caprio's voice rises. He never owed it. You're not being generous. You're admitting your mistake. He looks at his notes. Ms. Chen, you mentioned full video recording. Did you bring it? Chen and Belmont exchange glances. Our surveillance system only retains 8-minute clips around flagged incidents. Convenient. So you can't show me what happened before? Unfortunately not. Judge Caprio's expression hardens. Let me tell you what I think happened. Your system regularly malfunctions. Your attendants boot cars whether people paid or not, because that $500 fee is profitable. You target people who look like they can't fight back, and you pick the wrong veteran to mess with. Belmont stands abruptly. Your Honor, these accusations are outrageous. We run a legitimate business. Sit down, Mr. Belmont. Judge Caprio's command is absolute. I'm not finished. 47 complaints in 1 year isn't a few technical glitches, it's a pattern of exploitation. He turns to Daniel. Mr. Foster, I want you to know something. You did nothing wrong. You paid for parking. You showed proof. You tried to resolve the issue. When their broken machine wouldn't work, you tapped it in frustration. That's not violence. That's a normal human response to an unjust situation. Daniel's eyes glisten with tears. He's fighting to contain. Judge Caprio addresses the courtroom. Mr. Belmont, your company is finding against Mr. Foster dismissed with prejudice. Additionally, you will refund Mr. Foster's $12 parking fee, compensate him $1,000 for emotional distress, and you will pay his court costs. Belmont's face turns purple. $1,000? For what? For treating a disabled veteran like a criminal when your system failed, for demanding $500 from someone who'd already paid, for wasting this court's time with frivolous claims. Your Honor, this is... I'm not done. Judge Caprio's next words silence the room. Premium Parking Solutions is hereby ordered to undergo a complete audit of its payment processing system by an independent third party. You will also submit a detailed report of all booting incidents and customer complaints from the past 2 years. Attorney Chen stands. Your Honor, that's an enormous financial burden. Good. Maybe it will motivate Mr. Belmont to fix his broken system. Additionally, Premium Parking will post signs at every facility, clearly stating the customer complaint process and providing a direct number to dispute boots before payment is required. Your Honor. And Mr. Belmont, if I see another case like this in my courtroom, if I find out you're still targeting vulnerable people with your faulty system, I will personally recommend the city review every parking contract you hold. Belmont's professional mask finally shatters. You can't threaten my business like this. I'm not threatening anything. I'm warning you that this behavior stops now. You want to run parking lots? Fine, but you will do it honestly, or you will do it somewhere else. As the session concludes, Daniel stands, still processing what just happened. Judge Caprio calls him forward. Mr. Foster, thank you for your service. And I'm sorry you had to fight this battle. After everything you've already fought, Daniel's voice cracks. Thank you, Your Honor. I thought no one would believe me. I thought because I'm on disability, because I don't have a lawyer, because you're not wealthy. Judge Caprio finishes. Mr. Foster, in this courtroom, your word means something. Your service means something. And your dignity is worth protecting. Richard Belmont and Premium Parking came to court expecting an easy victory over someone they assumed couldn't fight back. Instead, they learned that justice doesn't always favor the powerful. Within months, Premium Parking faces 3 class action lawsuits from other customers who were wrongfully booted. The company settles for over $2 million. Richard Belmont quietly sells his stake and exits the parking industry. The City of Providence implements new regulations protecting customers from predatory booting practices, and Daniel Foster uses his $1,000 settlement to pay for a month of therapy sessions he couldn't previously afford. He starts attending a veterans support group. He begins healing, knowing that when he needed someone to believe in him, Judge Caprio did. Sometimes justice means standing up for those who've already stood up for all of us. If you enjoyed this story, please like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. See you in the next video. Stay healthy